When is the last time you were embarrassed?
Never.
Think of Clavicular's life as acting. Cameras are present. Everyone's here. Hey, I'm going to be asking you out. Hey, make fun of me. Clavicular is like an actor on a role on a set. This isn't real life. It's fake social media non-reality. So I see you got a nose surgery, a rhinoplasty. Do you really think you needed to get this surgery done? You dumb fuck! See, I'm testing Clavicular. Like, I throw in a joke, a meme, you dumb Turk! You guys have seen this, right? When the doctor reacts and shakes the phone in the corner. Eder, can you show the original?
How come I can pull right here and I look better? Why do you have to go into my skull or into my whole thing and do this deep plane? No. Just take a stitch, you dumb fuck.
She's saying, look, we're looks-maxing here. Why don't you just grab some of my skin, pull it back here, put in a little stitch? You dumb fuck. She kind of makes sense because if you just did this quickly and stitched it back up, perhaps put it on your hair, your face is going to be lifted. The problem is it wouldn't last. And so she didn't think things through. She thought, why are we all getting surgeries, removing the skin, pulling it up, doing all these complicated things when you just need a little stitch behind the ears? Well, it doesn't work like that because after a couple of months, it would go back to normal. You need more than just a little stitch. Clavicular, he should know this. Does anyone think he's never seen that clip? The interviewers are laughing. I said this on purpose for comedic relief, to give Clavicular a chance to break character. But Clavicular, not expecting any of this, didn't know I was going to do that. His face is cold, flatlined. No reaction whatsoever. Is that normal? You know, when I think of a sociopath, somebody who perhaps could harm someone and have no regret whatsoever, I picture them having the same reaction. And someone who's a sociopath, would they be willing to lie about everything?
Then
Cortisol
that's pretty funny.
spiking.
Well,
It's pretty funny. Most people would have a visceral response. They can't hold it back. Like when you see somebody doing something to an animal, perhaps a Young LA sponsored athlete, doing something to a cat, your face, it changes. Clavicular, he doesn't react. Nothing phases him here. For some reason, he doesn't care.
if I recall, doesn't Greg have a hair transplant?
Mm-hmm.
Right? So does he really need that?
No, I don't need it, but I wanted it. I thought I would look better with more hair. Notice how I'm able to answer the question. It was free. I didn't have to pay for it. My girlfriend was already in the area getting her nose job because she didn't like hers. And so that's why I did it. The question wasn't, Clavicular, ask me why I got my hair transplant. It was, Clavicular, why did you get a nose job when you already had a fantastic nose? It was already well above average. I'm 50 and I abuse steroids. Coach Greg was going bald. Do you see the difference? It's kind of like this, Clav. You're very, very lean, and yet you're on 10 milligrams of Retta, which is for people who are obese. You don't need it, and so why are you taking it? And even if you did need it, did you need 10 milligrams? And so you're avoiding answering the questions. Do you understand? Do you see the information that I'm gathering?
So that's what I'd say to him. Did I need the nose job? Probably not, but it ascended me.
And so he wanted to ascend, but yet the general conclusions are that it made him worse. The nose job did not improve his appearance. It, in fact, made him look worse. What about this, Clavicular? Did you not say you were getting a double jaw surgery? That you were going to get titanium plants in your face for approximately $50,000. And what about when he was saying he wanted to get limb lengthening surgery to perhaps be 6'6" tall? I mean, imagine going to the bar with men taller than you and being mugged by their height. But this is coming from a guy who's at a urinal and gets mugged by somebody with a louder urine stream. Literally. He's concerned that somebody pisses louder than he does. I think I found a worse fitness influencer than yourself. He goes by the name of Eric English. If you haven't heard of this guy, he's 16 years old. Do you think he's worse than you? I would have expected him to say, yes, I think Eric English is worse. He's only 16. But I would have then came back with, Well, you were using steroids at 14. Do you think that you, in fact, influenced Eric English? Could you be one of the reasons why Eric English decided to go down this path? Is it possible that because of you, Clavicular, we're getting these Eric Englishes? That you're the cause of this? And what do you think about that?
I don't really think that Greg knows anything that I've talked about.
Coach Greg knows nothing about Clavicular. Haven't made more videos on Clavicular than perhaps anyone. Does he really think I don't know about his content? The last video that I opted not to do, Clavicular, was on the floor in a chokehold for approximately 5 minutes. Citizens arrest! I'm thinking, this is bullshit. This isn't actually happening. Who in the world makes a citizen's arrest and for what? And so what Clavicular does is he stages a bunch of scenes for views. Essentially, it's fake news, it's fake views, it's spews for views, if you will. And so they fabricate fake scenarios and give it off as if it's real. It isn't real, it's all make-believe. Clavicular's life is just a movie.
Any of the advice that I've given, I've always followed it up with, under the supervision of a doctor.
And so I'm not a bad influencer. I just tell everybody what I do. I tell them, looks maxing is amazing, that lean is law, that I use math in order to hollow out my cheekbones, that smash your bones to do this, that I'm going to get that, to get this surgery, to get that surgery, that I'm on testosterone, that I've lowered the dose to this, that I don't even go to the gym. I charge people with assault just for slapping me when I basically dared them to do it. I wanted them to do it. I drive over people, and then I say, you know what? Just ask your doctor. I'm innocent of anything. I'm not a bad influencer. It would be like if I made an ad promoting gambling and was paid millions of dollars to do so. We know people like that. And then saying, hey, I'm sponsored and told to promote gambling, but hey, don't gamble. My actions are saying I'm having a good time, but my words are saying to not do it. What do you think other people are going to do?
I don't think I've said anything too shocking.
Nope. Never has Clavicular ever said anything shocking. Never.
I've said things that I've done that are shocking, that are have a high risk associated with them. But I've always said, don't fucking do this.
Is Clav that stupid? Ask yourself this. Are you that stupid? Clav is probably smarter than you. You get it, right? If you act like you're having an amazing time and you promote having an amazing time and then say, don't do this amazing time, does it work? Are we really this gullible?
Maybe I'll have a drink at the club, on the stream. But, I still acknowledge how evil and how toxic consumption of alcohol is and that you shouldn't do it.
Speaking of drinking at the club, remember when you passed out, Clav? When you were taken away and I noticed that your body wasn't limp? Which was what would happen if you're taking that substance that, for example, could start with the GH, Perhaps it ends with a B. Would you not be unconscious? Would you get carried away by ambulance? Oh, I remember you got put into that black SUV van. You walked into the van on your own accord. Didn't look unconscious to Coach Greg, but what exactly happened there? I mean, you were drinking a shot from that 4-hour energy glass, a substance that gets converted to the, that GH to the, you know what I'm talking about. Remember that? Remember that letter that was written to Coach Greg to remove the video for fear of lawsuit? Remember that, Clav? What actually happened that night? Could Coach Greg have been right about that as well?
So I just don't know if Greg exactly understands what I'm all about and any of the protocols that I've actually recommended for people.
No, I don't understand what it's about. Clav's mission is to save the young lads, to save teenagers. His goal in life is to help people, to avoid the dangers of adolescence. Drinking alcohol, using recreational substances, going on steroids. All those things. His channel is devoted to helping the youth of the world to be better. He's the best young man in the world.
And I'm being sarcastic.
It's not about looks versus status versus charisma. Once you're in roughly the top 10 to 15% in one area, your highest ROI usually comes from improving other dimensions.
Clav is delusional. This man said, once you're in the top 10%, let's say, it doesn't make sense to keep working on that all the time, to have your focus on that, because you're already near the top. Change to something else, somewhere else where you're lacking. His nose was already in the top 5%. He already had an amazing nose, which is why I said, why would you get surgery on an amazing nose, you dumb Turk? Fuck! Is Coach Greg 2 standard deviations above the mean smarter than Clavicular? It's certainly possible, but I thought he had a brain. When you go on a channel and say you need to ascend, you're going to get titanium implants when you're already very attractive. For most people, Clav looks good. Not going to take that away from him. He's over 6 feet tall and attractive, but yet he's trying to get titanium implants to improve his appearance, getting no surgery. Why would he do that? You're already in the top 10%. I would argue in the top 2%. And so why are we focused so much on that? He describes it isn't actually more beneficial. The more you approach the top of the top 1%, 0.1%, the more you become almost a freak factor. It's almost starting to be bad. It can actually be negative. For example, being 6'2", amazing. 6'4", hey, that's pretty cool. 7'9". Yeah, you stand out, you make money, but you're now a freak. There's such a thing as too much of a good thing. Too much muscle. Mr. Olympic champion, 300 pounds. Yeah, but now you're going to die of a heart attack in 10 years. Is that really what you want? And so Clav, he's putting all his eggs, metaphorically speaking, into one basket. No, I know he's not the Easter Bunny. He's putting it all into his looks, but he's already ascended. He's already there. It makes no sense. It would be like Coach Greg spending all of my time trying to build more muscle. Guys, is this not enough? Are we seeing the biceps? And so rather than that, should I not work on my cardio? Of which I've done. I'm racing bikes. If I really want to be healthy, I've already maximized my muscle. I've already maxed my endurance. Guys, I'm super healthy. And so where else could I go wrong? Well, what if I can't touch my toes? If I sprint, am I going to tear a hamstring? And so perhaps I could work on my flexibility. Does that make sense? Expand your horizons. Work on different things. And so what would you do if you were Coach Greg? Should I spend more of my time trying to make more money or doing other things? I already have enough money. I don't need more. And so does it not make more sense for me to do other things? For example, practicing Spanish 5 days a week for an hour with Alejandra. I don't speak Spanish. Having fun, reading, exploring the world. And so what ROI is higher? If you're already close to the top, should you continue to do that or work on something else? If you already are clavicular, where do you think his greatest ROI is? Do we not see his personality? It's flaccid, flatline, boring, monotonous, monotone. Could he perhaps work on talking with other people, having fun, going to the gym? Does he need surgeries of the face after you get a nose job? Trust me, Nepsigram got a nose job. She couldn't train for several months. Cardio had to stop. She lost muscle. She lost her fitness. Is it worth it? Well, you ask me. If you're already attractive, why are we getting more surgeries to be more attractive? To be a better, more wholesome human being, more balanced, versatile. And in 5 years from now, Clavicular could be a decent individual. Remember, I'm 50. He's 20. He does not have life experiences of Coach Greg.
What caused you to pass out at the club?
Just drinking too much on an empty stomach.
Oh, wow. So it was just a miscalculation.
The people watching, like, have never had too much to drink, like in college and, blacked out a little bit.
Yeah, from a little tiny bottle of, 4-hour energy? We're really going to go with that lie? Was he faking it? Would he have invented it all?
Like, it happens.
It seems like they were worried about you. Like you were unresponsive
Yeah.
for a second. He's like, yo, cut.
Yeah, that didn't seem like alcohol to me, but I could be wrong.
No, it was. I mean, I'm just not someone who frequently consumes alcohol.
Do you see how easy it is for Clavicular to lie? Like, do you see the ease of which he can do so? Remember when he was talking to those girls and he could barely talk? He was like, I'm having a hard time keeping it together right now. Did it look like he was inebriated from alcohol? Is that what alcohol does? Was he slurring his speech? I didn't see any slurs. Does alcohol cause you to pass out that quickly? While you're being coherent, you're talking, walking, and suddenly you're out.
Yeah, that's like what everyone put in the media was that it was an overdose. And it's like, yeah, technically, but that makes it seem like it was
Like pills or
drug.
something.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Imagine if I was there in person. Clav, you're lying. Why are you lying? What about that little shot glass? What was in there? If you're saying it was alcohol, what were you drinking there? I'm not buying it. Like, give me a better explanation. I wouldn't let him off the hook.
You got slapped and then pressed charges. What was the conclusion of that? You didn't end up actually succeeding in pressing charges?
No, I did.
Imagine pressing charges when you literally asked for it. Like, you ask somebody to do something. I would like you to slap me. Let's say you did that. And they slap you. Pressing charges, gotcha! Who would do that? What man would do that? I don't even think a woman would. Well, yeah, women would do that sometimes. They would pretend and yeah. Women would do that sometimes. What man would do that?
What happened?
I'm not sure. I just know I pressed like misdemeanor. I think battery is what it was.
I pressed charges. Well, I don't know. What happened to this? What happened to that? What happened here? He doesn't know. Citizens arrest. What happened? I don't know. It's all staged, guys. None of this is real. It's make-believe for the internet.
She's in jail for 35 years now.
Yeah. No, I'm sure she's perfectly fine.
How is she perfectly fine? Perhaps something has happened in her own life. What are her family and friends thinking? He doesn't know she's perfectly fine. Millions of people saw this clip, perhaps hundreds of millions. Perhaps she isn't fine, mentally, cognitively. She might in fact be experiencing PTSD. We don't know what's happened.
When is the last time you were embarrassed?
Never.
Does anyone believe that? Clavicular has never been embarrassed. Well, y'all remember that substance he had in large quantities, about 1 kilogram? Pregabalin. That substance in particular would help you to care less in embarrassing situations. Why would he be taking it if he didn't need it? Never get embarrassed. But yet he's on a drug to prevent him from getting embarrassed. I don't know about you, but that to me sounds a little bit like a lie. And let me remind you, this is not a substance that he was using prescribed by a doctor. It's one that he chose to set out to make it easier to talk to girls. If he doesn't get embarrassed, why would he need to take that substance? Why would he drink alcohol? Why would he drink the G to the, you know what I'm saying? Why use recreational substances? Vitamin K. Would he really need all of these things in order to stream, in order to make content if he had no embarrassment? If he literally suffered from zero embarrassment, he could use no substances whatsoever and make content for days, zero embarrassment.
Yeah, so like all these different things, like me getting rejected, like, the clips that make me look silly, I get pretty happy about it. I'm like, oh, this is great. It's just like more viral, more views.
After the fact, he rewatches it and he likes it. And the reason he likes it is because it's good for views. It's good for content. Does not mean that in the moment that he doesn't feel embarrassed. Remember, this is all staged. His entire life, it's fake. And so would you really feel embarrassed as an actor on set? Think of Clavicular's life as acting. Cameras are present. Everyone's here. Hey, I'm going to be asking you out. Hey, make fun of me, embarrass me. You're literally being paid as an actor to do so. Clavicular is like an actor on a role on a set. This isn't real life. It's fake social media, non-reality.
See, that's the thing I see. It's like you seem to be very emotionally neutral.
Another way to phrase that, I like how you're a sociopath. It's a really cool quality. You don't react to anything. You don't care. You drive over somebody, they deserved it. Hope they're dead. I like that about you.
It seems that you hold composure extremely well, regardless of what's going on around you.
You have to, or else you're going to be impulsive and do stupid.
Right, he never has feelings. I mean, why would he have a fight at a wedding? Why would he have done that? Like, why would he have done any of the things that he's done? He's not reactive. A girl slaps him after he asks her to. Citizen's arrest. You're going to jail. I'm charging you with assault and battery. No, non-reactive at all.
Like being pretty emotionally flatlined allows you to be a lot more, successful and a lot more consistent, I would say.
Coming from Clavicular, he's saying he's emotionally flatlined, but in a previous interview, and I reacted to it, he described how he isn't happy. On a scale of 1 to 10, how happy is he? He wasn't. How is he choosing this if this isn't choosing him? He isn't happy, and so smart people, and perhaps the greatest sign of intelligence, is people who can live the life that they want. A life where they're happy, satisfied, fulfilled. Is Clavicular happy, satisfied, and fulfilled? I don't think so. And so how happy is he really?
And then running over that guy in the car.
Yeah, I don't think you could say how you feel because I'm sure it's still ongoing and
Is there litigation going on?
there's no way that's over.
I think it is.
In a life of Clavicular, where everything is staged, where it isn't real, how would it continue to keep going? You really think he's going to court over this, that they're going to examine the evidence where he just drives over someone? You really think he's going to go to jail? Do you even think there were charges?
If you get in front of someone's car and are blocking them, then run them over.
It's different when you turn the car towards them versus turning away or even driving straight. When you deliberately try to drive over them, that's different. If they're actively stopping you and jumping on your hood and you continue to drive and you're in imminent danger. He was in a Cybertruck. Isn't it bulletproof? It's a little different.
Once again,
Yeah.
I'm not an impulsive guy. Everything I do is calculated.
He just gives himself away. I'm not an impulsive guy. Everything calculated. It was staged. If he was impulsive, he could have said, I was in fear of my life. I don't know what happened. I was trying to get away. I just hit the gas. Whatever happened. In the moment, I fled for my safety. Might believe him. I was calculated. I knew exactly what I was doing. Guys, none of that would have happened had he only been on Turkbuller Max. He wouldn't have had those thoughts. He wouldn't have had those reactions. He wouldn't need to be the Clav that he is right now. And so if he literally wants to ascend to Looks Max, Turkbuller Max combined with GO2 Max, that is the stack that he needs. Code Greg for your discount.
Well, I've never claimed to be like the best looking, highest SMV. I'm just a guy who could talk for hours about every single drug interaction in all areas of looks maxing.
If he was so smart and so calculated and so knowledgeable about pharmacology, he wouldn't be doing half of the things that he's doing. And so I'll just leave it at that. If you think he knows what he's doing, well, you're just an idiot. Subscribe, click the bell button, comment to boost the algo, go to Algorex for all your peptide FDA approved from compounding pharmacies prescribed by doctor needs. Watch one of the 2 bloops to get sponsored to promote HDLT. There's a link for that if you want to get coached by myself and my team. Click the link and sell the supplements in your store. The link for that as well. Don't forget about the cookbook. How could you forget? Code Greg is the code to use. And until next time, I am out.